I know I did some multiple video. Sorry, don't blink, it's your boy Ink. I know I did some multiple video on majoras mask. I'm gonna do another one, and again, I feel like I'm gonna repeat myself, but fuck it, I wanna do this video. It's why I love majoras mask so much. And this is months later, and I'm getting back into the lore because of said videos. Right, majoras mask is always gonna be a game that influenced me so much. So I'm gonna try to remember what I said, and I'm not gonna say the same thing. From his dark team, like why it was such a masterpiece. It's just the fact that it's how the I'm realizing that it's the people around you. It's the tone of the game. The tone of the game is quite depressing. It is a mess. We know that the moon is gonna end, and from the very time you begin in, there's people who doesn't want to leave the town because they don't believe it. And when they do believe it, when they do realize when the ground is shaking, it's the third day and it's too late to run away, right? And even if you were to run away, where would you run away? Where would be safe? Technically, we could be back into that tunnel, take the Deku flower and fly away. We could, but then we'll be safe. It's not specified, and what is the stopping? So you know you're gonna die. So might as well do something with the 3 days. And it's about accepting that the Ocarina of Time. So basically, we have in the same timeline, we have Ocarina of Time, and we have Majora's Mask. The hero of time dies, right? And it's about also accepting that there's 3 days, and it's accepting that no matter what I've done, no matter how big of a hero I am, I have 3 days. Let's do something, right? From the scene of that to the scene where we're saving giants, and they've been tricked by their friend, and they're taking accountability. They understand that the reason they had to leave, it hurt their friends, and it sucks because if they didn't hurt their friend, maybe you wouldn't have gotten the mask, and if you didn't gotten the mask, you would have not put everybody in danger. And they're saying that to Link. They're saying it. He's not a bad person, right? Also, there's so many, like, for example, like there's different races, and you realize that the world is so complex. Yes, in the Ocarina of Time, you save the Goron. Yes, you save the Dora. You don't save the Deku. Basically, you have those two races, right? And the Goran, although I love the tribe, they're only there for 2 dungeons. Out of like there's 6 dungeons, there's 3 dungeons, it's 9. So 2 out of the 9, and the Zora are 2 out of 9. So I know what you're saying. Oh, Ink, 2 out of 9 times 2, it's 4 out of 9. That's half the game. Yes, but apart from those specific village, apart from those specific dungeon, we barely talk about the Goran. The fact that they have their own territory in Majora Mask. It feels so much more complex. The game in itself is fantastic because you're helping people that you don't really want to help. For example, I'm thinking about one clear example. It's about the guy who dances, and you know that this simple thing is gonna heal him and gonna teach the dance to somebody else. But then you think about it, it's much more than that. He spent his entire life creating this dance, and he didn't have anybody to pass it on to, right? So healing his soul is not necessarily teaching the song, teaching the dance to somebody. It's knowing the dance doesn't die. He was willing to sacrifice his whole life for this dance, right? And then knowing that his life wasn't in vain is so cool. We think about the bomber kid who were playing with the Deku, with Skull Kid, and they say, "Oh, this guy is mean. We don't want to play with him." But again, they do feel bad about it. They do feel bad because when they see the Deku, you have the Deku. It's like, oh, yeah, but we don't really want to help you because you're a Deku. If it was a human, maybe they would have been different, you know. And it's such a intriguing game because again, you want to save the world, but you have to change. There's some really amazing cutscene. For example, if you have a lover's mask, it reminds the mayor of true love, and he tells people, "Why don't we have to fight? Let's just get along." Right? And it's cool because the mask coming from his son, so it is a between the line. If you read between the line, it does mean that the son understood better the situation than his father, and it does mean so much. The fact that we have a thief that we stop from getting the bomb, and that same thief is stealing mask, right? And the thief is stealing mask. Of course, he's stealing everything. But then you think about it, and the fact that he's stealing mask in this game, mask are representing so much. So he's really stealing something that has a great value. You could steal rupee, but he chooses to steal mask. You gotta ask yourself why. The game is so phenomenal. At the end, if you manage to help everybody get the good ending. This is one of the first game I've played with a good ending. But it was also the undertone, like the fact that this whole kid was dealing with loneliness, and that pushed him to say, well, if nobody wants to fuck with me, fuck everybody. It's a feeling you understand as a human being, as a person with emotion, as a person who understands the way it works, right? You might not agree with him, but you understand. And again, his intention was just to get somebody to play. The intention was to do some trouble so the giant will come back. The giant will wear his friend, right? So, of course, he wants to destroy the world, but it's the majority of man that want to destroy the world. And why would the majority of man want to destroy the world? Because we know that no matter what, he's going to survive. And I think that he thinks that the majority mask thinks, because we know that the Twilight are another dimension that's supposedly under Termina. So it might be deciding that if I destroy Termina, I might have a chance to go back to Twilight, right? The Majora's Mask is such a dark game. It's such a dark psychology. There's so many sorrow and sadness, but the game isn't about sorrow and sadness. Yes, it's a main theme, but it's about you helping and making everybody's life better, and that's why you get the good ending. The good ending isn't that Link is a hero. The good ending is that people get married. The postman doesn't have to leave his post. He wants to work. That the town people, they stop fighting. There's such an amazing quality of life to the game. It's, yes, you can focus on the sorrow, but at the end, there's hope. And the fact that you're hopeful. The game is supposed to end at 3 days. The simple fact that there's another day to live, it's a whole world of a opportunity and a hope that is presenting yourself. And it makes you think that maybe all I need is one more day, right? When you think you have a shitty day and all you need is a one more day, then maybe you make an effort to see the next day, right? This game is also a masterpiece because they did the remake and people hated the remake. The bugs were not fun. And Nintendo understood that, and when they went back to the port, they brought back Majora's Mask for N64 on the Switch, which we have here. So we're gonna have a playthrough of Majora's Mask, of course. But it's also the fact that we're having this game where time passes, but the lesson don't change. This game still means as much as it did as when I was 18 playing this game. It meant the world. As always, I love you guys. Peace.